Today, I'm diving into the 10 bitter truths you need to accept if you really want to rise above failure. Can I handle the harsh realities? Accepting bitter truths is essential for personal growth and overcoming failure. It's the only way we can learn from our mistakes, correct our paths, and move forward with a sense of purpose. Individual. Now, if you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 6% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, let's start. Many of us have a tendency to avoid accepting harsh realities, thinking that if we just ignore the problems, they'll magically disappear. But the truth is, they won't. In fact, avoiding the truth can hinder our progress and learning, making it even harder to overcome our failures. When we avoid the truth, we're essentially choosing to remain in a state of ignorance, unaware of the real reasons behind our failures. We might feel comfortable in our ignorance, but it's a comfort that comes at a great cost. By avoiding the truth, we're giving up the opportunity to learn and grow, and that's a recipe for disaster. We might be able to deceive ourselves for a while, but eventually the truth will catch up with us, and it won't be pretty. It's like trying to hold back a storm. It might work for a while, but eventually the storm will break through, and we'll be left dealing with the aftermath. When we're in denial, we're also more likely to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. We might think we're trying something new, but if we're not honest with ourselves, we'll just end up making the same mistakes, expecting different results. It's like being stuck in a never-ending cycle of failure with no clear way out. The truth might be hard to accept, but it's the only way we can break free from this cycle and start moving forward. Another problem with avoiding the truth is that it breeds resentment and frustration. When we're not honest with ourselves, we start to feel like the world is against us, like everyone else is to blame for our failures. We become angry and resentful, and that's a toxic mindset that can destroy our relationships and our own self-esteem. By accepting the truth, we take ownership of our failures, and that's a liberating feeling. We're no longer victims, we're warriors, fighting to overcome our challenges and rise above our failures. Moving on, let's dive into the 10 bitter truths we need to accept if we want to rise above failure. Number 1, you're not as good as you think you are. Number 2, your ideas are not unique. Number 3, you're not special. Number 4, your ego is holding you back. Number 5, you're too scared to take risks. Number 6, you're addicted to comfort. Number 7, you're not as talented as you think you are. Number 8, your excuses are holding you back. Number 9, you're too focused on being right. And number 10, you're not willing to put in the work. Let's take number 1, for example. You're not as good as you think you are. This is a hard pill to swallow, especially for those of us who've always been told how great we are. But the truth is, there's always room for improvement. No matter how good we are at something, there's always someone better, and that's okay. By accepting that we're not as good as we think we are, we open ourselves up to learning and growth, and that's where the real magic happens. Another truth that resonates with many is number 8. Your excuses are holding you back. We've all made excuses at some point in our lives, but the truth is, excuses are just a way of avoiding responsibility. When we make excuses, we're essentially saying that we're not capable of making changes, that we're victims of circumstance. But the truth is, we have the power to make choices, to take control of our lives and our failures. By accepting that our excuses are holding us back, we take ownership of our failures and start making progress. One of the most impactful truths on this list is number 5. You're too scared to take risks. Taking risks is essential for growth and learning, but it's also one of the hardest things to do. When we take risks, we're essentially putting ourselves out there, exposed and vulnerable. But the truth is, that's where the real growth happens. When we take risks, we open ourselves up to new experiences, new opportunities, and new challenges, and that's where the real learning happens. In conclusion, these bitter truths might be hard to accept, but they're essential for growth and overcoming failure. By accepting these